Hello everyone, Dr. Victoria Skirbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. Hello everyone. Today is the 14th of May. The 14th of May. Tomorrow we have the start of that eclipse that actually starts, but isn't to its peak until the next day, at least here on the east coast of the U.S. I think the eclipse starts at like 11:15 and ends at like 1:15 the next day. So, Monday. We should be able to see it here because it's happening at night. So that's kind of exciting. So I want to do some cards, and I'm going to... I haven't been doing a lot of card readings, and I know you guys really enjoy them, at least by the numbers. You know, I do my regular astrology Kabbalah stuff. You know, I get like 500 people watch it. I do a card reading, I get like 1,000, which still isn't that much considering what my other compadres get on their readings. But I thought maybe I would get back into doing these readings on a more regular basis. I think what I would like to do this reading on is the January 6th commission. It has been announced that on the 9th of June that they're going to start public hearings. And they just sent out subpoenas for, I think it was five or six members of Congress. I think they're calling them the something five, the dirty five. The dirty half dozen minus one or something. I don't know. I made that up. That's not really what's going on. All right. So let's take a look and see what's going on with the January 6th commission. What will be, what will happen? What will we learn? What will be the consequences? That kind of stuff. I'm going to do I'll do a Celtic cross on this one. All right, let's see what we got here. All right. Yes, we have the Eight of Wands, swiftness in this deck. So this is all kinds of information coming out. Like, I don't really feel like they're holding anything back here. So anything they know, they're going to say. Now, as to whether they can hold Trump accountable for any of it is another story. I think that's more of a legal matter. But what is going to happen is it's all coming out. It's all coming out. It's coming out quickly. And it's going to feel somewhat overwhelming, I think. It's just going to be like so much information. What's challenging that is strength. The strength is the challenge. Maybe it's strength for us to like hold up, right? This is about fighting the fight, even though you're tired of fighting. So there is, I think, what the Nine of Wands in this case, squaring at a cross purposes with the Eight, is that I think many people are between 4 years of Trump, all the stuff that happened with him, nobody seems to be being held accountable. Then we have the pandemic. Then we have what's going on in the Ukraine. And we have inflation and, you know, it's as if all the things that could possibly go wrong have been going wrong, right? So we're tired. We're tired. Let's see what the root of this is. 7, failure. So I think the root is I think at the root of our, I think there's many of us who aren't expecting very much from this, honestly. I mean, we want to see it, but I'm not sure we have any expectation about what that's going to mean. Either for the people involved, the people who were involved illegally, those people. It doesn't seem like we expect much to happen. And I think that's because nothing has happened up to this point, right? In the past, we have the Ace of Discs. That is, I'm thinking that perhaps they have followed the money followed the money. Now, whether or not we're going to find out anything about that, well, I guess we'll find out. In the sky, we have the Strength card. So Spirit is telling us, don't give up hope. Don't give up hope. Don't give up hope, folks. Be strong. Immediate future, 10 of Pentacles. Well, we may actually feel satisfied by something that comes out of this. We may get an idea of where the money came from with that 10 of Pentacles there. It is the best Pentacle card because it's a fruition card. How it's seen from the outside, change. So there's going to be a change in change in the balance of power here. Let's see the domestic situation. Ooh, we have success. This is the 6 of Pentacles, correct? So this is the domestic situation, right? And this is a balancing. This is a balancing of the scales here. Very interesting. Hopes and fears, the Princess of Swords. You know, it's interesting because one of my favorite psychics on YouTube is Cash Peters. And he always sees this dark, right? He always sees this dark cloud around the Republicans. And I see that dark cloud there. So I think who's fearing it is perhaps the Republicans are fearing it. And we have the 4 of Wands as the outcome. This is often seen as the Democratic card. I know the 4 of Wands, Marianne of Revealing Light, tends to see that as a Democratic card. But there is a sense of completion. There's everything that these cards are indicating is that I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised by what happens. We have the Queen of Swords. I'm going to pull a couple to see if I can get a major arcana. You know, the Queen of Swords doesn't pull any punches. She's got good, this is good judgment. This is fairness. This, I think, is Liz Cheney, perhaps. The 9 of Pentacles, more Pentacles, gain. And the 5 of Pentacles. So we have the 9, which is sort of prosperous and, you know, self-made. And then the next one, we have the worry card. I think that there's a sense of that these revelations are going to be somewhat destabilizing when it comes to financial matters. Let's see what's underneath it. We have the Star, which of course is the United States. It's the Aquarius card. It's the democracy card. It's the Hope Springs Eternal card. We have Science here, which is the 6 of Swords. This is about balance and calmness and to the point. Very, very nice card. And then the Knight of Discs, which is the stable knight. There's a sense that so this is what it feels like to me. It feels like we're going to get a lot of information. We can't be, let's see, we have to guard against being jaded by this whole thing. Oh, what's the use? It's not going to matter now. It's just because every time they said something was going to happen, then nothing happens, and this, that, and the other thing. So I feel as though there is great success in this, but as you know, we're exhausted from everything, and there's so many other things that are happening now that we may not relish it in the way that it could be relished, because I really think that it's actually going to change a few things. So if nothing else, we'll get a good civics class, which of course we need. I mean, I went to school in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. And I went to Catholic school, so that sort of, changes things as well. But I was not taught civics. I don't remember learning anything about civics. I do remember history. I do remember, but not like government. We didn't learn about government, which is interesting. Okay, so let's see. Will the with all this coming out, will there be, will the Department of Justice take actions to hold responsible those who are responsible for January 6th? Will that actually happen? Will somebody pay the piper for what they've done? Let's start with Mark Meadows. Let's take a look at Mark Meadows first. There's a number of people that we could look at here. Let's start with him. And he seemed to have been all in with trying to overturn the election. And so let's see if he's held responsible for anything. All right, so Mark Meadows. Here we have the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles. This is somebody who is just kept doing the same thing over and over again as part of his job. I think he felt like it was his job, that he had to listen to his president. He was the chief of staff of this president, and that's where his that's where he felt that he needed to do the work. So this is somebody who's, this Eight of Pentacles can sometimes be somebody who does the work because they just don't know what else to do. It's very repetitive. There's this sort of like repetitive doing the same thing over and over again, even if you're not happy with it. It does make you good at things, though. So there is a sort of craftiness to it. But let's see what's crossing that. Foolishness. Yeah. He was a fool. He's a fool. What kind of fool am I? He's a very big fool. At the root, we have him balancing. He's trying to balance. There is he gave some of the information, but he didn't give all of it. And then, so I think he's trying to work both sides of this. He's really trying to hedge his bets here, as it were. We have strength in the past. I think this was the strength that he felt when Trump was in power. Of course, Trump's not in power anymore, despite what they say on the news. He's not. Joe Biden is in power right now. So, in the sky, we have the Queen of Pentacles. This Queen of Pentacles keeps coming up with this January 6th stuff. It came up when I did, I wanted to know who did the leak. And I felt like the leak came from either Ginny Thomas or people. I felt it was the Republicans that leaked it for whatever reason. None of it makes sense, honestly, but okay. And here we have the immediate future. So he is going down. He's definitely going down. So Meadows is having a tower moment. Yep. How it's seen from the outside. Waiting for more information to come in. The domestic situation. This card, this Five of Swords in this deck, is about being given the option to take an action, but not having the courage, perhaps, to do it. Not. I feel like the fact that he's going from one foot to another is weakening him. He either needed to go all in with Trump or all in with January 6th. And I think that would have been better for him, but he chose not to do that. Hopes and fears, celebration. Well, we're hoping to celebrate that. And then the Devil card, which in this deck is materialism. This could be prison. He could actually go to prison. Okay, well, that's good. So Mark Meadows is in trouble. Ooh, wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Let's take a look at another one of our favorites, Kevin McCarthy. What does Kevin McCarthy's future look like? I think I'm going to use the Tom deck again. Why not? Couldn't happen to a better guy. Kevin McCarthy. Show me Kevin McCarthy. Will he be affected by the January 6th? Will he be affected by January 6th? Will he be affected by the January 6th? All right, Kevin. We have virtue, the Three of Wands. Three of Wands. Crossed by the Tower. Oh. Well, doesn't matter how virtuous you are if the Tower's coming for you. Okay, let's see what's underneath it all. Yeah, he's between a rock and a hard place. I think this is because of the choice he made. He went and he kissed Trump's ring, and now he has to, like, live with that. Like, there's really nothing. It all has to sort of. What's that expression? He cast his lot, right? He cast his lot. And there in the past is the devil. Of course, that's Trump, and this whole January 6th thing. He chose the devil. He chose power over what was good for the country. Let's see what's in the sky. The High Priestess. Things will be revealed, folks. More things coming our way. Things we don't know. And remember, when this reading started, the first card to come up with the January 6th was that Eight of Wands. So it's like all kinds of information coming up. And we have betrayal. Betrayal. So he's either going to betray Trump, or he doesn't, but he gets betrayed in the end, which kind of makes sense. Because even if the House goes to the Republicans, there's no guarantee that they're going to make him Speaker of the House. And that's why, that's why he did it. Because because, it seems like the other party always gets the House after the first, 2 years of a presidency, that he's banking on history. He's banking on history. That would be an interesting. Well, I will ask that. I'll ask if they're going to get the House. If they're going to get the House. So, I don't know. It doesn't look good for Kevin McCarthy. So that's good. Well, that couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Yep. All right. Let's see. Is the January... Okay. Let's ask this. Is... Let me pick I'll pick these. I'm going to use my fountain deck. I love this deck. We'll see if the Republicans are going to take the House. At this point, where the energy is right now, are the Republicans going to take the House? Okay. All right. Let's do a quick shuffle. Shuffly-duffly. We have a beautiful day here today. It's just lovely. A little hot, a little warm for me. I was a little overheated out there. We're going to do some gardening, but I have to wait for it to cool down a bit. Of course, a couple of days ago, I was complaining about how cold it was, because it was just cold. With these cold winds and northeast winds, always, coming off the ocean around here. Those are always cold. They get into your bones. And now it's hot as hell. Woohoo! The extremes. It's lovely, isn't it? I shouldn't complain. I know some of you have it really, really hard. Okay. Will the Republicans take the House? We have the Four of Wands. Now, normally we might think that this is a victory card, except that oftentimes the Four of Wands is the Democrats. So let's see. Let's see what's crossing this. Hope. Hope. In the underneath it all, the Eight of Wands. Here we have the Eight of Wands again. Things coming out, lots of information coming out. I feel like that's connected to the January 6th. We have the Empress in the past. This feels to me like this could be Russian connections. Could be Russian connections, or it could be the women's movement, right? The pro-choice folk. Either way, this in the past doesn't bode well for the Republicans in any way. It's either going to be their connection to Putin, or it could be the women are rising up and having their voice heard. Let's see what's in the sky. The sun. Things will be revealed. So there's revelation here. Things will be revealed. And here's that Queen of Coins again. We keep getting this Queen of Coins. She keeps coming up, and I'm not sure who she is. You know, she's been around for a while. She used to come up all the time. And we used to think I used to think it was Mercer. But there was always this sort of woman in the background with the money. With the money. Sometimes it's been Letitia James, but she doesn't really fit into this particular scenario. It's not Pelosi. How it's seen from the outside. Moving to calmer waters. That actually benefits the not the Republicans, the Democrats. Victory in the domestic situation. The Fountain card and the hopes and fears. This says to me, hopes and fears is kind of, sometimes it's like, oh, the hopes and fears. What card, is that really meaningful, that card? But with the Fountain card there, the position of that card, right? Like, oh yeah, so that's what they hope, that's what they fear. That kind of makes sense. But this card here, the Fountain card, deals with it's all about potential that has yet to manifest into something. And we need to focus in on what we need to do. And so I feel like a focus on the what you want to see happen in the country is definitely going to be a fight between Democrats to do something or Republicans to do what they've been doing this whole time, obstructionism and stuff. I am going to do a reading on the Democratic Party. I'll do that separately. I think I'm going to do that separately. I think I'll do a reading on both the Republicans and the Democrats and maybe take a look at their charts as well. That'll be the next thing I do. And the outcome is the Wheel of Fortune. So, honestly, this looks like, to me, this looks like the Democrats are going to take the House. Now, I know most people would say that's not, that can't happen, but I'm going to call it for Democrats. I'm going to call it for Democrats. Because all those cards, to me anyway, seem like they would have been to the benefit of the Democrats. Okay. All right. I think that's where I'll stop. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed that. As a little, I guess it's a blitz. Is that what they call them? A little blitz? That was fun, right? All right. I have a list of things that I'm going to read on. And if you have any suggestions, you can put them below. Things you want me to read on. I'm going to get better. I'm going to start doing more card readings now that the weather's nice and I have a little more time. Announcement. I'm going to be doing Introduction to Kabbalah class, and that is starting on I believe the 18th, but I'll put a link below so you guys can go and see the date on that, because I can't remember what I said I was going to do. But it's a 6-week course. It's going to be on consecutive Wednesday evenings from 7 to 9. And it's just, it's pretty much the basics of the Tree of Life and how to just sort of understanding the structure and sort of how it came into being, and which of course nobody really knows. So we're just guessing on that. No, we're not guessing. But there is there is a certain, there's a history there. So we'll talk about that as well. So I hope you can join me. I have kept it pretty reasonable for folks. So if you like my Kabbalah stuff that you see, please join us. It's a great class, and usually filled with wonderful, interesting people. And I think you'd have a good time if you join us. All right, guys, take care. Much love, everyone. Namaste.